happy today because we have with us world famous renowned personality Padma Shri Dr. Professor S. Natarajan sir, who will be here with us for day long, and his mission is to make India blind free. So he needs no introduction, but just to inform you that he is the president of past president of International Ocular Trauma Society and the current president of Asia Pacific Ocular Trauma Society, and he is the currently chairperson of nationwide DS Screening Task Force of International AIVS Committee, and he has won the Guinness Book of World Record for screening most of the diabetic patients in 8 hours. So he will be talking about Blind Free India. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Samya, and thanks to Dr. Ratish Paul for asking me to give a talk on this Susrut TV. So greetings to the viewers of Susrut TV just now live, as well as in the later you will be seeing in the link. So my idea of coming to Kolkata is my relation with Belur Mutt. I'm a staunch Swami Vivekananda follower, and I like to visit Belur Mutt, pay my respects to Thakurji and Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda. So with this, I'll have my slide presentation on my dream of making India blind free. I know it looks impossible. From the word impossible, I learned I am possible. So it is possible, maybe not in the lifetime. That is why I chose the topic of doing this Blind Free India through Swami Vivekananda teachings. How Swami Vivekananda was given the ordeal of creating a Belur Mutt, which was happened by two of his American disciples giving the donation, and 7 lakhs in 1898, and then finally the Belur Mutt came in 1934, and now we know there is a Ramakrishna Mutt all over the world. There are about 245 Ramakrishna Mutts and about 150 in India. So with this, my talk on Blind Free India, I'm just going to share. So in between, we can, or at the end of my talk, we can have a question answer also. The idea is to stimulate every citizen. One, they need eye checkup. It is not for the benefit of the eye hospitals or eye doctor. It is for the patient's benefit. So can I have the presentation? So I made it one part of the eye, that is diabetic blindness, so that one part we can deal at a time, because blindness, there are so many things going on, and in this I have chosen diabetes because in the recent studies they found publication from Madras Diabetic Research Foundation, Dr. Mohan Viswanathan and Dr. Ranjita Mohan, who has published that India has about 100 million diabetics and 58 million do not know they have diabetes. So we are, my idea is to screen all the 100 diabetics. That means 58 million, we have to do blood tests to find out who are diabetic, and then do the screening. So my idea, my concept, which I am talking to the various health ministers of India, various governors, chief ministers, and finally I want our Union Health Minister and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to know this. The reason is, since I follow Swami Vivekananda, I want to do a selfless service. Is the slide seen now? Okay. So the selfless service. So since I have done everything in my life, and I'm running a private eye hospital in Mumbai and running a foundation in my parents' name, Kamala Sundaram Foundation, and also running a third Section 8 company. It's called the Sundaram Natarajan Blind Free India. So in today's talk, I'm going to do diabetic blind free world, a myth or a reality. So this is myself, and thanks for Dr. Samya to introduce me. So the diabetic mellitus is now the epidemic of the 21st century. And diabetic retinopathy is a major cause of blindness in the working middle-aged adult population, and the fifth cause of blindness. And the magnitude of the problem, the IDF, this is the 10th edition in 2021, provides latest figure information and projections on diabetic worldwide. In the approximately 537 million adults 20 to 79 years are living with diabetes, and the total number of people living with diabetes is projected to rise to 366 million by 2030 and 783 million by 2045. And so 3 in 4 adults with diabetes live in low and middle income countries, and almost 1 in 240 million adults living with diabetes are undiagnosed, and that's an alarming number. And in India we have from that 58 million, and more 58 million is about almost 5.8 crore, and more than 1.2 million children and adolescents 0 to 19 years are living with type 1 diabetes, and 541 million adults are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So conventionally, the diabetic retinopathy screening is done by retina examination by eye doctors and using the conventional retina camera called the fundus camera, or by optometrists or trained eye technician. And in India, this is published in Indian Journal of Ophthalmology in 2019, that the primary issue is we only have one eye doctor for 100,000 population, and that's why I chose to address the problem here with the Susrut TV, because Susrut Eye Hospital and Foundation is serving the lower middle class income group and the poorest in Bengal. And my dream is to do for whole India. So I am going to learn from Dr. Ratish Paul how to do this. So the patients with diabetes living in low income communities face unique challenges: difficulty in accessing healthcare system and medication, lack of awareness. Thirdly, follow-ups required for years together. That means in a cataract, you diagnose cataract and you need surgery. Most of them can get one surgery done and then go back to the doctor only for a checkup. But in diabetic retinopathy, it's not like that. Once you are a patient, the diabetes lives with you till you go to the grave. That means till the death. So somebody called diabetes means die in bits. No, I want to say diabetes means it is a disease which can be controlled. It's like an animal, like a tiger, but you can tame the tiger. That means you should know how to tame. Same thing with diabetes. If you take care of your diabetes, check the brain for preventing stroke, check the eye for preventing blindness, check the heart for preventing heart attacks, and check the kidney for preventing dialysis and renal failure, and check the feet for diabetic neuropathy. So the problem of screening in India, where if you the one we have a problem if you use any software based using the internet reliability is a problem. There's a deficit in supply of electricity in many areas, shortage of trained medical staff for operating the regular retina camera, and portability of the regular retina camera. So these are the technical issues. We are not able to go to the village. And then the way to go is this is what I have learned as the past 39 years of my service, and I pay respects and homage to my teacher, Padma Bhushan Dr. Badrinath, who is a well-known figure in Bengal, because we used to get patients from Bengal to Shankar Nethralaya, and thanks to hospitals like Susrut, Disha, and many doctors trained by Shankar Nethralaya are working here. And the idea is to prevent blindness by diagnosing early, and that's where one is a regular treatment for problems which happen suddenly. The other, like diabetes, you can screen them, diagnose and treat, so that they don't have to get handicapped. So we need more working hands, and we have to make use of minimally trained staff already available. We arm them with AI to bridge the gap. I'll explain to you how I'm going to do that. So we are actually when I became president of All India Ophthalmic Society, and as a vice president in 2017, the current president that time, Dr. Ajit Babu, said, why not you do a pilot project? So thanks to Sri Ratan Tata, who is known to me, and Ratan Tata Foundation supported us with giving 6 cameras called made by Remedy. I don't have any financial interest, where you can use the mobile phone and use check the retina using an infrared device. I will say how we are going to do that. So in that we are using a software where now Google and Microsoft are working, where they need internet for going and checking in the villages. Here, there's a Remedio company has bought over a company called Medias who makes the software, where they can they have embedded the AI in the mobile phone itself. That means, as earlier Dhirubhai Ambani said, Dunia Mutti mein, we can do the retina screening using anybody. For example, who are even a school dropout, who doesn't know English, maybe he knows only Bengali, he can use the smartphone and have an infrared device created by or made by Remedio for like made in India, made for India, and now they are also giving all over the world. So where they use AI, and the AI is incorporated in the mobile phone. So what is AI? The AI actually, for that you have to know AI stands for artificial intelligence. So what is normal intelligence? Intelligence is the capacity to analyze, think, make a decision and categorize. And AI, that is artificial intelligence, involves formulating a specially made algorithm according to our needs to develop this capacity and include it in an electronic device like smartphone. The idea is whatever mechanically can be done, no need for a doctor like me or any retina specialist or even a regular eye doctor, we don't need. So that's what we are telling, because we can screen them. For example, if you screen 100 people, only 5 may need some eye treatment. Only that 5 need to go to the hospital. 95 can go home, come back for checkup every 6 months to the same place, and somebody can do it. So this is the solution we thought of, where the mobile phone in this photo is attached to the infrared device created by or manufactured by the Remedio camera company. This is published again as a part of the group from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. These issues can be solved using computer machine learning AI for analysis of retinal images in people with diabetes, thus solving at least some part of the problem. And then, so I made, because we run a foundation from 2005, and I moved from Shankarnetralaya to Aditya, Bombay Hospital first and Aditya Jyot Eye Hospital in 1988. So we are doing camps in various capacity in with Rotary, with temples like Mahalakshmi Temple, with the Siddhi Vinayak and many other foundations, where we decided we'll create pre-camp awareness, assemble the diabetic. That is the difficult part, because all of them are working class, so they have to go for their working for their family and income, so may not come. So the assembly of diabetics, for that we need to know who's a diabetic, who's not a diabetic. So we have in Kamalasundara Foundation, we are doing screening door to door in all the slum houses. So my staff have covered 3,70,000 houses in Dharavi. So like my staff knows how many people are living, how many are above 40, who's having diabetes and who's not having diabetes. So we do the blood test in their home only. So we do a blood sugar, random, sometimes we do postprandial as well as HB1AC. That means if the patient doesn't know they're diabetic, we do everything free. Thanks to, we have an MOU with the MCGM, that is Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, where fortunately the municipal hospitals like Sion Hospital, the Nair Hospital and KEM are also well equipped now. They can treat diabetic retinopathy. They are also doing screening. So we as a foundation want to only add to the burden of government and the public at large, so that we are going to help them to create awareness and do diabetic blindness detection and treatment. So we can capture the image so that the doctor need not go, and the image will be stored, and then when there is the internet, it can be sent to the main computer, and then even eye doctor can recheck sitting in the clinic. And that's where the pioneer is Dr. Badrinath, who was the president of Telemedicine Society, and later the Arvind Hospital, and they all worked with ISRO and Dr. Kalam, and then had a sophisticated technology to do tele-ophthalmology or telemedicine. And now we can do this using this mobile phone. And then later the eye doctor can treat them if they have a problem. So as I said, I don't have any interest in the financial interest. The Remedio has made this available in the mobile phone. It's like nowadays the smartphone is like a small computer which is trained to accept retina pictures properly taken by the trained semi-skilled worker. That means we choose anybody, even somebody who's serving tea or coffee in a place. He is not educated, but you can train him. Only thing we need is keen interest, and plus we need um, that he should be able to handle a smartphone. You don't need to know English. And then that means we train that non-skilled worker into a semi-skilled worker, teach him this one skill, compare it with thousands of previously provided diabetic retinopathy pictures, and based on that notify the staff patient need which patient needs to be referred to the eye doctor and which need not be referred. So when ones who need referral will call as referable diabetic retinopathy. And then this is the camera where you see the photograph will be taken, and you can put it in the software where it will show that blue color in the small part of the retinal picture. It will show that the picture has been taken very well or not, so they can do another photo, so that the quality check also is done. And this remedy camera is a mobile phone attached to the with a infrared device, can be mounted on a suitable bike for transport. So we started taking the camera in the motorbike, so that in the slums in Mumbai or any villages in that up and down road, it will not be the instrument will not get damaged. If you buy an expensive camera from Zeiss or Topcon or any other foreign company which is made of the optics will get disturbed if the road is bumpy. So that's why we have to make a lot of things in the van, and that's what we did 20 years back. And we learned from many institutes like Arvind and Shankar, and we were having, even today there are 2 vans which goes. We also got a grant from World Diabetes Foundation, where we bought this 50 lakh camera and kept it in the van, also the laser, so we can do the treatment there and there at the doorstep. And so here this mobile phone can be mounted on any table, and we can also charge it, both the mobile phone and the infrared device. So we don't need electricity, we don't need internet. And here, as I said, the image is captured by anybody, and then analysis of the images can be done by the computer, and will give a result in 10 seconds. Now this Remedia company has come out with a software. With one retina picture, we can even diagnose glaucoma, we can diagnose diabetic retinopathy, and also the another dreadful condition which does not produce total blindness, which produces blindness for central blindness, we call, where we can't read or drive or watch a movie. So there we can detect early and treat them. That is age-related macular degeneration. So all this can be analyzed, and the sensitivity for detection of the referable diabetic retinopathy continue to remain like 100%, while the specificity dropped due to non-diabetic retinopathy images being graded as sometimes referable diabetic retinopathy. So this is the motorbike which was used, where we carried the retina camera. This particular camera is actually made by Forus, which is another company in Bangalore, and then it's like a replica of a regular retina camera, which you can pack it and then carry it in the motorbike. And that is where you can see it is a box that's made as a Forus, and in the picture below, the short lady, that is my grandmother, who is no more now. She lived 102. This was inaugurated on 1st March 2014. And along to my left is my father, who was also an eye doctor. And then we have my best friend Shivanandan, whom we run this NGO. And we can carry the retina camera thanks to Mr. K. Chandrasekhar, the CEO of Forus, who helped me. So you can see how we do that using the, we call it eye screening on wheels, where we carry the retina camera, which is a bulky one, but it can be optics can be carried in the backpack, which we will show it to you right now, which will come on the screen. So we can see the eye screening on wheels. This is the first of its kind in the world, where we carried the retina camera. And this is the Susrut Eye Hospital. So you can see that boy is carrying the main instrument in the back, and he has got a backpack with the optics. So the optics will not get damaged. You can see the bike is taking the bumpy road, and then it goes into the slum where we have one of the clinic, outreach clinic, where he can assemble like this is packed, and now you can see he's a 8th standard pass, and then you can see he can take a beautiful pictures. Then you can use the AI. This is an optometrist. So you have trained social workers, optometrists, and school dropouts for doing the screening. So I call them that we can train anybody. I use this term called anybody can screen for diabetic retinopathy. That's called ABCD, which I borrowed from that movie Anybody Can Dance. So the idea is, if anybody is interested, he can contribute to the welfare of any patient. You can see there are 5 pictures there. So the ABCD is we can train anybody and do the screening, and we have a normal fundus, then background retinopathy, severe pre-proliferative and advanced non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. Then you have proliferative diabetic retinopathy, and then traction detachment, and you can also develop hemorrhage. So this is how the normal eye becomes blind, and why the main thing is we should know that we can screen using this, and we are doing all this free. So we have Susrut Eye Hospital, and we have this foundation in my parents' name. Earlier it was called Susrut Foundation for Twinkling Lights, which Dr. Abdul Kalam, the president that time, gave it the name, and now I changed it to Kamala Sundaram Foundation. We have published this first of its kind project for screening of diabetic retinopathy, the use of semi-skilled health worker, artificial intelligence in the smartphone, and using a non-mediated, that means without putting drops, we can take photograph in the municipal dispensaries in Mumbai. So you can see, we can capture the photo using the mobile phone, and you can see our social workers are doing that, where they can take the photograph and apply in the with the AI, and then detect the diabetic retinopathy. So the idea is we have done this all over all the slums daily, and this is how the picture is there. The people can take the photograph, and then you can either use it handheld or keep it in the chin rest like this. And then using the AI, the idea of the AI is to use retinal photography and AI, an AI-based grading and diagnosis system for diabetic retinopathy, and performs the procedures like identifying the retina features, classifies image quality, and classifies the existence and severity of the disease, and also it based on deep learning technology. So this is the role of AI, where we are using that. And then the advantage of using AI is the early referral of diabetic retinopathy. There is a greater awareness about diabetes, its effects, and importance of regular follow-up, greater time with the eye doctor. So my idea is to create, without disturbing the regular eye hospital, regular eye doctor, these people can go into the villages, into the slums, into anywhere, and detect only the treatment who require to go to the eye doctor, and so that the timely treatment can be done to prevent blindness. And we can create job opportunities in the villages. Whoever is interested, we can find some foundation or government to support them, and skill development of the less educated. So this is the advantages of using the AI in the mobile phone, which I think right now in the world, this is the only one which is working. I think the Google and probably Microsoft are coming into the project, which I think it may take some time. And you can see how the boy or a girl who can use this camera and take photograph, where you see the handheld camera, which you can hold in the hand or attach it to the infrared device, as you see here. So you can see now this boy is focusing, and you need a dark room so the people will get small. You can see he can take the picture, he can enlarge, and then he can store the picture and then put it on the AI software, and then the AI software will tell that which is a good photograph or not. And if it tell technically good, then you can apply it in the AI. You can see the blue things which are seen, which will detect diabetic retinopathy and say referable or not referable. And only out of 105 or 6 who need will go to the eye doctor. So that way I want to create, even the people who are working need not waste more time. in the villages or in the slums or in the job. You can also do it in the various enterprises like IT industry, factories, in the corporate office and everywhere. So the idea is it will be possible to do this without a technical team. And you can see in the coming next thing where we can diagnose, there's a comparison of this retina photograph taken in the Remedio camera as well as also in the Zeiss camera, and you'll see hardly there's no any difference in the between the camera mobile phone and regular retina camera. And then we apply the AI. You can see the blue thing which comes up where the that will detect the abnormal part of the retina and then detect diabetic retinopathy. We have given the classification of the early diabetic retinopathy, moderate non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy, severe pre-proliferative diabetic retinopathy, and also the diabetic macular edema. So this is how the AI will work. So you don't have to do anything. So my idea is to create a link between medically underserved area and tertiary healthcare services like the Susrut Eye Hospital and the villages of Bengal. So you create in the field level a diabetic retinopathy screening with smartphone. I am not saying only this way. We can do any camera, but I am doing this which I found the most economical for the people. You can take automated uploading of the images and then it can be put in the central server and you can diagnose and advise regarding further management by the eye doctor. So as an president of All India Ophthalmic Society, I started an initiative called Stop Blindness. That acronym is called Screening Through Teleophthalmology to Prevent Diabetic Blindness. And I called like our Prime Minister, Jot Se Jot Chalao. So what we did we also made a public interest movie and it was released by International Advertising Association in Cochin in 2019. And we have Andre Agassi, the tennis star, and Vijay Amritraj from India who released it. And you can see that as President of All India Ophthalmic Society, I would like to thank the International Advertising Agency for starting this competition for making a campaign on preventing diabetic blindness. Ophthalmic Society, I would like to thank the International Advertising Agency for starting this competition for making a campaign on preventing diabetic blindness. And I also like to thank Allergan for the generous support to make this public initiative movie to create awareness on diabetic retinopathy and how to prevent diabetic blindness.
The world will forgive you, but will you forgive yourself? Diabetic blindness is preventable. If you're diabetic, you need a retina checkup to prevent vision loss.
So the world will forgive you, but will you forgive yourself? And diabetic blindness is preventable. And if you are diabetic, you need a retina checkup to prevent vision loss. So that's what we are conveying to the public. So thanks to the All India Ophthalmic Society, International Advertising Association and Allergan that time for supporting this movie. So we did several camps all over India where this was done in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, Tripura, Orissa, Shankarnetrala, Chennai, Brahmakumari, Orissa, and done in Maharashtra Ophthalmic Society, Nirmal Eye Hospital, Chennai, Bangalore, Anil Eye Hospital, Mumbai, and then this was done in Lions Club of Jamalpur, Seva Sadhan, Tertiary, Remedio in Bangalore, Lions Club of Siliguri, and this we did in Rajanayaka at Chennai, Radhatri Netralaya Chennai, then we did in Foundation in Mumbai, and then Maharashtra Ophthalmic President that time, Dr. Taswala talking in Big FM in Pune, and this is done in Gujarat, then the National Society of Prevention of Blindness in Delhi, and then so the whole idea was to create awareness, and entire November we are doing that as a diabetic retinopathy screening, and we are planning to do all over India. Maharashtra Ophthalmic Society has taken a big lead, and I urge Ophthalmic Society of West Bengal also to do that. So community diabetic retinopathy screening using fundus camera on the phone. We did the 26th January the mega diabetic retinopathy screening in Dharavi suburbs using 13 fundus on phone devices, which is organized by that time the Ratish Chandra Foundation along with Roti Bank, which I wear the badge, which shows that we gave diabetic food and did this screening, and we found 649 diabetic patients were screened for using fundus on phone device, and 53 were diagnosed to have diabetic retinopathy. So this was the, you can see the Guinness record was created, and then this is the certification we got, most diabetic eye screening in 8 hours. So we used, thanks to the technical support from Remedio as well as my own optometrists and staff who did this. So we got this Guinness World of Record, and that's the certificate they gave us. So thanks to that time, Dr. Radhika was the CEO who helped in organizing this Guinness record. The idea of creating the record is somebody should excel us and create another record. Somebody will do that. So the idea is keep on increasing the number of screening so that we can prevent blindness. So this was we did this as a research question. Is AI reliable to pick out those in need for seeing an eye doctor? So that's how we did the research. Again, thanks to the support from Ratan Tata Foundation. We did this in 2017 to 2019. So the research question was, when we are doing the service, is AI reliable to pick up those in seeing an eye doctor? So this was the result. The sensitivity and specificity of AI in detecting referable diabetic retinopathy was 100% and 88.4% respectively compared to the ophthalmologist grading, and there was no false negatives. And the sensitivity and specificity of the offline AI in detecting any diabetic retinopathy was 85.2% and 92% respectively compared to ophthalmologist grading. That means it was actually good, 100% were able to diagnose with referable diabetic retinopathy. And so these eye doctors found 15 patients with referable diabetic retinopathy, and AI also marked this as a referable diabetic retinopathy, which is the main thing is the reliability of AI for screening population for diabetic retinopathy is need of eye checkup by eye doctors 100%. So we can safely and reliably rely on this technology. So this is a publication we published in JAMA Ophthalmology, which is this was the article which was most talked about in 2019. We were ranked as top 5, and this is a diagnostic accuracy of community-based retinopathy screening with an offline AI system on a smartphone. And we also published the larger number of patients, thanks to Dr. Asta, Dr. Radhika, that time Ashwini, and also Dr. Shobha Prasad from Moorfields Hospital supporting the program, where we published again use of offline AI in a smartphone-based fundus camera for community screening of diabetic retinopathy with more number of patients. And the conclusion was the study was community-based study for screening of referable diabetic retinopathy. The images were captured on a smartphone-based, as I explained, and displayed, including poor quality image, the sensitivity and specificity of detecting diabetic retinopathy by the AI were 100%, and that's most important, and 89.55% being and then being an offline AI algorithm, the real-time analysis of the images brings another novel edge to the study, emphasizing its applicability in remote areas where, despite limited access to the internet, results can be immediately given to the patient. The lesion detected map on the images would also help the health worker in patient education to explain to them. And this is the achievement we have done, and hope we can spread across all the villages of India and then South America and South Africa. I also closely work with the diabetologist who is Dr. Kiran Shah, and we made up a lot of study, diabetic retinopathy awareness and association with multiple comorbidities, and we did a diamond study. In that insight was we found most of the patients of diabetes do not know that they have the eye can produce the diabetic retinopathy can produce blindness, and even in the recent publications all over the world, diabetic patients do not know that eye may go blind. So I urge through this Susrut TV, if you are a diabetic, go to any eye doctor. You don't only have to come to Susrut. You can go to any eye doctor, either government, municipal, village, NGO, trust hospital. The reason is, for your own good, please make sure you check your eyes. That's important. Hence, I have started this Sundaram Natarajan Blind Free India Foundation, which is a NGO. It's a Section 8 company. The reason I made Section 8 company is to collect a lot of funds to give back to the society. So I just spoke to Dr. Ratish Paul, the chairman of the Susrut Eye Hospital and Foundation, to collaborate with them. So like that I want to collaborate with the whole country. And my dream is to make India blind free and eliminate first the diabetic related eye ailment, diabetic retinopathy. It's a Herculean task because me alone or with my team or all the eye doctors of India cannot do it. What we need the entire population of the 1.4 billion in India. That means 140 crore people who are here should know this and make sure they go to the eye doctor in time, so that you can know that diabetes affects, as I said, whole body, and you can prevent them, make them live longer. By diagnosing diabetes at the age of 35, we will be able to make him live longer, live healthily, with good vision, with good heart, good feet, good kidney and good brain, and what else you want. So for contributing to India, we should be able to do that. And then, so this is our objectives, which I think the reason I made, as I said, we have 6,47,745 villages in India. And I don't know how many are in Bengal, but it will be among the 30 states what we have. So our idea is to reach every villager, and then we can train, and we are offering this training, and I hope Dr. Ratish Paul will agree to train people who are willing to come on West Bengal, so that they can buy this camera, or somebody can buy the camera, give it to the villagers, and that the boy or girl can be trained, and then they can use it. And we have in UP we have this Romeo Police. I don't know whether the Chief Minister Aitranath is a very progressive CM. I don't know whether he's removed them, but I feel instead of Romeo Police, these people can be committed to do healthcare, so that we can spend the time usefully for themselves and for the country. And as our Abdul Kalam and John F. Kennedy said, don't ask India what India is doing for yourself. Ask yourself what you can do for India. And that's why I bring in Swami Vivekananda's teaching to say every Indian should work for themselves and for their family, for the city, for the village, town, state and the whole country. So if diabetes is diagnosed at early age, as I had mentioned here in this slide, 35 to 40, it can be controlled by doing exercise with proper diet and anti-diabetic medication, which is quite inexpensive. And we can also teach the semi-skilled person to take a photo of the retina with AI every 6 months, so that you don't wait in the queue in the hospital. Offline AI will predict, you saw the presentation, and then we can diagnose many more retina pathology using AI, so that they can go to the eye doctor and get the treatment quickly. So this is what we have done along with the All India Ophthalmic Society, and I also have created a nationwide drive, eye donation pledges, which can be seen in pledgemyeyes.org. Thanks to the NTOD company which is helping us. And I also made a program called Rural Eye Care called I Can See You, and also Rasta Dekho. That means every truck driver, car driver should be checked using along with the road traffic police, or in the entire country we have to do something. And I'm sure Asia Foundation is doing for the truck drivers, and we will be happy to work with any foundation. And we did in the public exhibition in Chennai, where it is around a few lakh patients come, and this is our secretaries Lakshmi and Pushpa, who did this camp without us, and thanks to Shankanetralaya and many eye hospitals, we did a checkup for children also for glasses and diabetic patient, and hospitals like Shankanetralaya, Eyewell Hospital, Rajan Eye Care, MNI Hospital helped us. We also created on the National Science Day, the Raman Day, where on February 20th we conducted the competition for children. The idea was, if my father said, my late father Dr. N. Sunil said, if you train the young children, they will go and ask their parents and grandparents and then ask them to check up. That's the idea of creating this drawing competition, which I did. And the idea is I'm adding a drop to the ocean, and this is the National Science Bio. So as I said, if you control diabetes, all these complications, heart attack, stroke, peripheral arterial disease, diabetic retinopathy, cataract, glaucoma, diabetic foot, diabetic nephropathy, diabetic neuropathy, at least diagnose, control them. Most of them can lead a normal life. Some, in spite of the problem because of genetics or diet, they may have problem and even die. But at least we are talking about 99.99 people we can use this. So Stephen Hawking, I'm sure you all know, that said AI is likely to be the best or worst thing to happen to humanity. It is up to us for which one it's going to be. The idea is that if you it's like using the smartphone. You can use it for a good cause, and you can also use it for communicating wrong messages or rumors. So I think it's up to us to know what we can do with the AI. But as an eye doctor, I'm happy to use the AI for diagnosing diabetic retinopathy without the doctor. So this is the 3 points which you got from that video, where a world will forgive you. Will you forgive yourself if you go blind? And diabetic blindness is preventable. And if you are a diabetic, you only need a retina checkup. For that, we have done all this. So I would like to quote Swami Vivekananda and also Tiruvallur, whose both statues are there in Kanyakumari, where it says we can make India free of the burden of diabetic blindness by teleophthalmology or telemedicine or using the AI in the camera. So eye care can reach every village via teleophthalmology and AI. And with this, I thank Susrut TV for giving me opportunity, for giving the talk. And so my take-home message is, be sincere to yourself, find out whether you are diabetic or not, and whoever it is, and maybe even sometimes type 1 is found in the children. So what I'm suggesting is, take care of your health, take care of your eyes, take care of your brain, kidneys, heart, and the feet. So live well, live happily, and spread this message across so that all Indians can. People are predicting India is going to be a powerful country, and I want India to be not only a powerful country, it should be a healthy country with a healthy vision and good vision. So both by mind, we have a good vision for doing good to people, as Swami Vivekananda said and Tiruvallur said, they alone live who live for others, and rest are equivalent to death. That means work not only for yourself, work for your family, work for the community, work for the people at large, and make everybody happy. Thank you very much.
Ophthalmological Society, that is MOS, offered free screenings with the assistance of artificial intelligence, started from the 1st of November. Here's a report on that.
And make everybody happy. Thank you very much.
Diabetes is now considered as the epidemic of the 21st century. Diabetic retinopathy, DR, is a major cause of blindness in the working middle-aged adult population and 5th cause of blindness globally. We often notice that patients come to us at a late stage of diabetes retinopathy when it has already caused permanent damage. So this World Diabetes Day, we decided to hold screening of patients both in urban and rural areas. As we know, prevention is better than cure, said Padma Shri Professor Dr. S. Natarajan, Chairman, Aditya Jyot Eye Hospital and former President of MOS.